I'm Reed, and this is Man Cave Guitar Pedal Mania. It's time to finally address why I chose that name for my channel. This is the cautionary tale of someone who watches too many YouTube videos, who owns too many guitar pedals, and who has way too much time on their hands. I'm talking about me, in case you didn't get the subtext there. It probably comes as no surprise that I watch a lot of guitar-related YouTube videos. You probably do too, unless you're a relative of mine. Hi, Mom! My favorite channels are the JHS Show and That Pedal Show. Together, those guys have cost me a lot of money, but I've had a great time, so it's all good. Anyone who builds pedal boards knows that space is always at a premium. Also power and cabling and other things, but space is a big limiting factor. So sometimes, to get more effects in a smaller space, we use multi-effects. I mean, pretty much the entire Strymon and Line 6 lines are built on that principle. This year, Boss came out with a series of multi-effect units that use the same guts as their 500 series units. I love the RV 500 Reverb, but are a smaller form factor and a lower price. I mostly use compression, overdrive, and reverb when I play, but I like a bit of modulation now and then. Not enough to pay for the 500 series modulation unit, but I thought the new one looked like a pretty good deal, so I went ahead and pre-ordered one. And then a funny thing happened. YouTube guitar genius Rob Scallon and Sweetwater, my favorite online guitar retailer, put out a video on the world's largest pedal board. It's a fascinating video. If you're watching this, you've probably already seen it, but I'll put a link to it below. Not only was it great, it planted the seed of an idea. I looked at my own pedal board and I thought, wait, I already own most of the effects that are in that Boss multi-effect unit. It's just that they're individual pedals and I can't fit them on my pedal board. Why not do another pedal board? I can run it through my Boss ES8 loop switcher and it'll be fantastic. So that's exactly what I did. I bought a pedal train pedal board and a power supply. I put all of my modulation pedals on it, ran it through the volume loop of my switcher, and it is glorious. But apparently that wasn't enough, because then another funny thing happened. I was staring at my board and thinking, I wish I could squeeze one more flavor of overdrive onto this board. And then I thought, wait, I own a lot of overdrive pedals I'm not using. Why not make an overdrive board? So that's what I did. So now I've got 3 boards. My main board, which I call the Mothership, a modulation board, and an overdrive board. It is, quite possibly, the world's largest man cave pedal board. I'll give you a brief tour now. So here's my rig. Quite possibly the world's largest man cave pedal board. I mean, I have no way of proving it, but I don't know anybody who's got a bigger one. 33 pedals, not including the tuner. 34 if I choose to put a volume pedal in front of it. It's all possible because of the Boss ES8 switcher. The central pedal board holds my core sounds. The pedal board on the left is nothing but drive and distortion pedals. The pedal board on the right is mostly modulation with a couple of fuzzes. The outboard pedal boards are run through specific loops on the switcher. Because they're not MIDI controlled, I can't control individual pedals, just whether the entire board is run through or not. For the central board, every pedal is run through a loop and can be run using the patches on the ES8. I'll give you a close-up tour of each board. I call this central board the Mothership. It starts with the Digitech Drop on the far right, and then the drop runs into the Digitech Freqout. From the Freqout, it goes to the input of the ES8 switcher. And then I have all of the pedals numbered for the loop that they're in. In loop 1 is a Boss RV 500, my absolute favorite reverb. I can't play without reverb. Loop number 2 is a Walrus Audio Sweetwater exclusive combination Deep 6 compressor and Voyager overdrive. Loop 3 is Dan Electro The Breakdown. Loop 4 is a TC Electronic Third Dimension chorus. Loop 5 is a Boss SY1 synthesizer pedal. Loop 6 is a Boss DD3 digital delay. Loop 7, a Fox Gear EchoSex Baby faux tape echo. Loop 8 runs out to my outboard overdrive board. From the pedal board, I run out to this Sansamp Richie Kotzen Signature RK5. That way, if I don't want to run into an amplifier, I can actually just use the output of the RK5 as my amp emulation. My modulation outboard is stuck in the volume loop of my Boss ES8 switcher. I have a Danelectro French Toast octave fuzz into a Keeley Dark Side multi-effect, which is both fuzz and modulation, a Boss PH2 and a Boss PH3 phaser. Funny story about that, I have no idea where that PH2 phaser came from. My wife got me the PH3 as a gift. I never remember acquiring the other pedal. As far as I can tell, it just spontaneously appeared in my pedal closet. I have a Mod Tone Space Flanger, and then up to a Boss CH1 Super Chorus, an Electro Harmonix Good Vibes, a Line 6 M5 Stomp Box Modeler, another Fox Gear pedal, the Futura, which is an ambient delay and reverb, and then the Solid Gold FX Stutter Light. The tuner is running off of the tuner output of the Boss switcher and not connected with the other pedals. I'll do another video where I go through my drive pedals more in depth, but all 13 of these pedals are simply linked in series, starting off with a TC Electronics Spark booster, then to an Empire overdrive and distortion from Big Joe Stompbox Company, a Boss SD1 Super Overdrive, the first distortion pedal I ever had, a Wampler Paisley Signature Overdrive, a Visual Sound Jekyll and Hyde. Visual Sound has changed their name. I can't remember what the new company is. A Boss BD2 Blues Driver, a Vic Audio V2, which they say is a distortion, but I think it's a fuzz. Then to an Electro Harmonix Hot Wax, a Tech 21 NYC Leads amplifier emulation pedal, a Wampler Plexi Drive, the MXR Dookie, a JHS Angry Charlie, and a Rev G3. Okay, now that we're back from the tour, it's time to hear how all of this sounds. Now let me get one thing straight right up front. This is not meant to be practical. One of the best things about being a man cave guitarist is that I am not limited by practicality. If I were schlepping this around to gigs, there's no way I would try and take this much equipment. But it does sound good practically. If you're wondering how much noise it creates, well, not bad, huh? All right, so you're thinking, what about all of those overdrive pedals? Okay, here is all of the overdrive pedals, not on, just in sequence, 13 pedals, nice and silent. So, the rules that they used for the world's largest pedal board were that it had to be a performance and that you had to play a bit of a song. Well, since I'm a man cave guitarist, I don't perform in front of people, so we're just going to ignore that, and I'm just gonna do a little bit of jamming. So here's my completely dry tone. So that's straight into the front of my Supro Statesman on the red channel, no reverb. Pedal 1, the Boss RV500. Pedal 2, compression. Add in the overdrive. Pedal 3. That was Dan Electro, the breakdown. Pedal 4. The TC Electronic 3D chorus. Pedal 5, the synthesizer. Pedal 6, the DD300. Pedal 7, the Echo 6 Baby. Pedal 8, the Dan Electro Fish and Chips. Pedal 9, the Keeley Dark Side, Fuzz Side. Add some modulation. Pedal 10, the PH2 Phaser. Pedal 11, the PH3. Pedal 11, the Space Flanger. Pedal 12, the Super Chorus. The Good Vibes. 14, the M5 Stylebox Modeler. 15, the Futura. 16, the Stutter Light. Forget to hit the RK5, pedal 17, the RK5. I don't even know what pedal I'm up to now, but the TC Electronic Spark. Big Joe Stompbox Empire. Side B. Side A. SD1. And there's a little bit of hum, not bad. The Paisley Drive. Jekyll and Hyde distortion side. Overdrive side. Blues driver. The B2. The Hot Wax. Green side. And yes, I know that one's louder. I'll get into that more when I do the actual demo for it. And finally, the G3. A little more noise on that one, but it is a high gain pedal. So, there you have it. Every stomp box that I have playable. Some of them I have to step on individually, some of them I just do through my Boss ES8. And I will go more in depth into the patches that I use on my ES8, kind of my philosophy for how I set up pedals, because I think there's a lot of philosophy in pedal setup. And there's plenty more to come. Please watch this channel. If you're interested, subscribe, ring the bell, all that nonsense. I'm going to do pedal comparisons and shootouts, maybe some blind taste tests, tone taste tests, thank you Danish Pete. I'm sure I'll be getting new pedals over the course of the year, and we will have fun for a long time to come. I've been Reed. This is Man Cave Guitar Pedal Mania, and I am playing through, quite possibly, the world's largest Man Cave pedal board.